Well, good morning, Coffee Time friends. How y'all doing? It's coffee time. It's past breakfast. It's past brunch.
No, 12 to 4.
I don't care. I'm starving.
11 to 4.
I'm aggravated today. So, I told y'all we were going to take Mama. She was going to go pick up some scripts. And I was going to take her to breakfast. We pulled into McDonald's here locally at 10:30. The time we got to the thing was 10:35. I ordered her biscuits and gravy. And we're on lunch. Who goes to lunch at 10:30? I mean, y'all out there, if you eat lunch every day at 10:30, if you work a normal schedule, you get up at 8, or you go to work at 8, who's ready for lunch at 10:30? Not many of y'all, I bet. Plus, the parking lot was completely empty, so nobody was interested in lunch except the car in front of us. And they were probably wanting breakfast too and had to switch their orders. Probably what took them so long. So I'm going to implore McDonald's, people, especially on Saturday morning, we ain't switching to lunch at 10:30 in the morning. If you want to accommodate your customers, have breakfast till at least 11. Now 11 for lunch. Some people do 11 lunches. I understand that. It was 10:35 and they had no gravy left. They had nothing, she said. First of all, I don't believe that. I believe there was a little bit of gravy because Mama wanted gravy. So that threw us behind because I just left because I wasn't interested in their lunch. And so time we went to the pharmacy, went to the post office, went to the grocery store. Whew. We got back here almost 12 and I fixed Mama's breakfast. I fixed her gravy that she likes, the pepper gravy. I fixed, and it took a while. So we just really finished eating. There's our dirty plates to prove it. But I'm going to tell y'all, McDonald's, 10:30 is not a good time to stop your breakfast, especially on a Saturday. That's just a little marketing advice for you. You can take it or leave it. You obviously don't need my advice. You got plenty of stores. But if you care about your customers, care about what we want, then, give us a chance to get there on Saturday before you start shutting down the biscuits. Okay? I mean, I'm not crazy about them, but Mama is. It didn't affect.
I'm learning to like them less and less.
Yeah, I probably won't go back for a while because if, and I'm not boycotting them, Lord. You have to go. That's the thing, especially in a small town. They can really do whatever they want to you because you have no choices, and they kind of know that. So if you're going to eat out somewhere, you're going to have to put up with bad service, bad this, bad that, which we didn't have no bad service. We had no service because I left. But I'm at it order and leave. I just said, thank you. I was polite. But no, that's not a good practice. So if y'all, want to weigh in on this, that'd be a good thing. So then, by the time we get home, I'm used to eating at 7 or 8. I was ready to eat. Mama eats at 9 or 10. She was a little ready to eat. By the time we put groceries up, you got to put up your stuff. Food with all that. We're just now eating our first meal, and I blame totally on McDonald's. Thank you, McDonald's, for making it a rush morning. We were going to sit there in the parking lot like normal people trying to stay away from other people are doing right now and eat a little gravy and biscuit. I was going to try another Egg McMuffin, which I got an Egg McMuffin there about a month ago. I don't know if it was just there. I'm talking about our local here, our Jellicoe McDonald's. So if y'all are listening, which you probably aren't, but if you are, that's my complaint of the day. The egg on it was a flat egg. It wasn't the little round one that they normally have, and it was the whole Egg McMuffin wasn't that thick. It was disgusting. But anyway, it was okay. But I thought, okay, whatever. But Mama, that's my gripe of the day. You have a gripe?
No, I'm saving them all for you.
10:30 is not the end of breakfast. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you got double arches over your door or not. Breakfast goes.
Used to, or am I badly mistaken, all day long breakfast at McDonald's?
I think they had some items, but not all of them. But any restaurant out there serving breakfast on a weekend, usually, breakfast is a little later of an event than 10:30. I would think till noon almost, but no. But at least 11. At least 11. Okay, that's all I'm going to gripe about that. But I do want to get a good gripe in. Another gripe I have is Spectrum. Spectrum TV. We've not had it in 2 days. Mama hasn't. She's not had her old shows in even longer than that because...
I'm having old show withdrawals.
And you're stuck with that too here. That's another downside of living in small town USA is you have no competition. Now I could get DirecTV, and I may do that because I think you have to pay the same for it just about it, and it's probably more channel. I don't know. I don't watch TV enough to care. I've not had any service since Spectrum came to town. Mama's had one TV.
Yeah.
But I don't watch it enough. I couldn't care less. I've got streaming, Netflix, and I think there's Hulu, but I don't even hardly watch it much. But anyhow, if I want to watch Andy Griffith, I can look it up and watch it usually on Hulu or something. Or somewhere. I don't know where I get it. Maybe I'm watching it on Mama's TV in the evenings.
Yeah, it used to come on. It don't come on now.
I guess I am watching it sitting here and here and there because I don't know if it's on Hulu or not. I need to know more about that, or have a young person come over and just fix it up and say, you know, I don't know what this is. I've got that row your boat, whatever it is. I ain't got that hooked up either.
I don't believe it is row your boat.
I'm not hateful today. I'm not in a bad mood. I'm just grumpy. Don't tell me I don't get grumpy. And the reason I'm grumpy is because I didn't get to eat till noon. But I had a coffee. Mama made coffee early this morning. It's so good. I had it with me too. I took me a cup this morning. So we've done been out on the town. I don't care to go back for a long time. I'm going to start, I made a pledge to myself. I'm going to start doing grocery pickup. Just go online, order what you want. We have to drive about 30 miles, 60 round trip to get groceries anywhere but right here. But I'm going to start doing some grocery pickups, and, you know, we'll still do our good old Save-A-Lot because we love our Save-A-Lot now. We'll still run there and grab a thing. And I don't care to run by there after work and stuff and grab 1 or 2 items, but when you're doing regular grocery shopping, have you ever divided it out? You go in, you get your buggy. And that's what we call, you all probably call it grocery cart. We call it buggy. It's a buggy. So you go in, you get your buggy, and you go through, and you pick up the item, and you put it in the buggy. That's normal. You go all around the store, you get to the counter, you pick up the item, you put it on the conveyor belt. Sometimes you have to bag it, but sometimes they'll bag it for you. Now, I'm not talking about our store, I'm talking any store. And so then you either bag it or you get the bag and you put it back in the buggy. Now you've handled that item 1, 2, 3 times back in the buggy. Then you haul it out to your vehicle and you do a 4th handling and put it in the vehicle. Then you come home and you do a 5th handling and you put it in, you carry it in. And of course, I don't know what y'all do with yours. We set them on the counter. And then we start taking all of it out. Mama wipes the stuff down. Ever since COVID, she's done that. And then you pick it back up. You put it back in the pantry. And you've not eaten a thing yet. And then, when you need it, you go in the pantry and you get it. And you rewash it. And you open it. And then you put it in your... So it's like 6 times, 7 times, probably. Before you ever get it in your house. That's a lot. We live in 2024.
I don't think so.
I'm sure of it. It's 2024.
I don't think we're living in it, though. We're existing there.
You don't think you're living?
Yeah, but not what you would say in convenience-wise.
No, we're not convenient here. There ain't nothing convenient here. But could somebody invent something, maybe a new buggy, that would get the item I want, put it in the buggy, load it up, bag it, take it. Then when I get home, I could have something else.
Well, I think it's called restaurants. They do it all, and you go in, sit down, and eat.
Oh, Mama's got that. Mama said, we'll start eating at restaurants. Now, used to, you could do that. There was a time that Mama and Daddy, and I told them, I was already living out on my own. And I told him, I said, Mom, why do you even do grocery shopping? Why don't we had a couple of restaurants in here? I said, you and Daddy be so much cheaper to go to town and eat. Eat your big meals in town and, have you some breakfast snacks and stuff like that. I said, it's cheaper. It's cheaper.
It's not no more.
It's not no more. You used to, two people could eat a good meal around here for $10 a plate. I'm not talking about steak. I'm talking about a good meat 3. For $20, 25, Mama and Daddy could have eaten out when Daddy was alive. Easy. And it would cost much more than that to cook and bring it and do all that. Now, if you go out and you two people can go out for less than $50, where y'all going? Where y'all going? A drink's $5. A plate's $15 at the cheapest. Even like your little places, even to go drive-through joints, $12 or $13 for like a sandwich, fries, and a drink. Run you $12, $15. So now it's cheaper to cook again. It's cheaper to cook again, especially if you do beef and taters like we do. And but that's just the world of living. But I think grocery pickup is something we need to explore, Mama. We've never done it. Have y'all done it? Do you do it?
I went with a friend. She had. She had to pick up. Oh, yeah, it was so easy and simple.
Oh, it was a friend. Woo, the entertainment level. Mama, don't do that. You better choke me to death on coffee. I went with a friend to Brunch grocery pickup. That sounded sad, Mama.
Well, I've never done it, but I was with her and she done it.
Mama's about to kill me. That was class. I went with a friend one time.
Well, several times.
Love Walmart pickup, Tanya says. Love it, Roxanne says. Roku is great. Somebody's saying Roku. Okay, I'll try that Roku thing. I can read on it and do it. I only go to restaurants that offer early bird specials. Sure, that would be good, but I'm not an early bird.
Around here.
And I'm not an early bird. I don't. Time I get home from work, I'm a late bird. Every time. I order online and have them delivered. Amy, you're my hero.
No, we couldn't have them.
We don't have that service here. Our Walmart's too far away. They can never do it. Now, I know in the south part of the county, they do like a $35 order and you can have it delivered. Now, that wouldn't be bad.
That's not much of an order to have delivered.
No, that's milk and bread.
That's good. That's a good
I mean, that would be great. And I would use that. Oh, yeah, I would use that. Now, I have friends that shop every day and they shop what they're going to use that day. Mama's never done that. We've always been a weekly shopper or bi-weekly shoppers. So we've always been the people with the list and checking, and next week I'm going to have spaghetti, I better get pasta. Those kind of things. But now I have friends who say it ruins, they don't want to have to fool with it. If they want pork chops, they go buy pork chops. If they want, and that works too. If you're, to run in and out like that would be fine too. We usually plan and do that deal. So it's just different styles of eating too. A lot of times we decide what we're going to have at the last moment, but a lot of times I'll have a kind of a running list in my head. Like I would like to have, maybe I want to have the spaghetti. And I said, Mama, one day next week, let's try to get some spaghetti together. Or let's have baked rotini. Let's do something, We've not had this in a while. Like I like to have salmon patties, and I'm wanting some of those before too long with macaroni and cheese. So I might have said, Mama, one day when you feel like it, let's do salmon and macaroni and cheese. And she said, okay. And then one day I come in, she says, we're having them salmon tonight. Is that okay? And I'm like, good. So we plan ahead a little bit.
Sometimes.
But like to tell you what we're going to even cook tonight, or are we going to cook tonight? We've had this at lunch.
We might not be.
We probably won't cook tonight. We're going to finish the trees. We got one more tree to move out. 2 more trees. No, 1 more tree to move out.
Yeah, and then all of them to move to the basement.
All of them to put in the basement. Today may be a good day to do that. Anyway, so we're going to be working around. So we may not even eat tonight. If we do, a Saturday supper for us, and I'm not joking, it may be a slice of bologna and some saltine crackers on a plate with a sweet pickle. One of my favorites, honest to goodness. One of my favorite things is a slice of cheese, a slice of bologna, some saltine crackers, and some sweet pickles.
Your daddy always wanted pork and beans with that.
I don't want pork and beans with that.
He did, though, didn't he?
No, I just want just a slice of bologna, a slice of cheese, a little saltine crackers, and a sweet pickle, and that's supper, and it's delicious. It's kind of light. If you eat it around 6, you can go to bed at 9 or something. It's not too heavy. So that may be a supper tonight. Could be a bowl of cereal. That would be a great supper for us. We cook more when we're showing with you all than we probably would if we didn't show with y'all, because we're like, I don't have to have nothing. Mama's the world's worst. Mama is the world's worst for not wanting to eat. Like, she eats, but she grazes. Mama might eat. If Mama could do what Mama wanted to do, if this is correct, she would graze all through the day, and she would eat a little cracker and peanut butter, and that's good. But with her blood sugar, she has to keep it, and she knows that. So she tries to do a little protein in the morning, and I try to encourage her to eat a little lunch. But most of the time, it is a peanut butter and cracker, isn't it?
A lot of times, yeah.
And in the evenings, a lot of times she'll say, "I just want a little soup. I think I'll just fix some potato soup or something like that." Which potato soup's not the best soup.
When I don't eat all that much of the time.
You eat good.
I eat the wrong stuff.
Yeah, you don't eat vegetables and you don't do that kind of stuff. But every once in a while, she busts a move and she'll say, "I'm hungry. I'm fixing chopped beef steak and a baked potato, and you can mix up a salad. We're eating." And I'm like, "Yes, ma'am. I'll go with it." But 9 times out of 10, the conversation here goes like this: "What you want to eat, Mama?" "It don't matter to me." "Mama, you want chicken? You want pork chops? You want..." "I ain't really in the mood for nothing. You just fix it and I'll eat with you. Or you tell me what you want and I'll fix it."
Yeah.
And I'll say, "Well, what about pork chops? You like that?" "Well, we'll eat pork chops if you want to." That's the general rule of thumb. She never... Every once in a while, here's her things. Every once in a while, she does want mashed potatoes. But every once in a while, she wants chicken livers.
Yeah.
And she'll say, "I want some chicken livers," which means...
I've been wanting chicken livers.
There you go. And then sometimes she'll say, "I'd like to have a good pork chop." And those are some of her favorites. And her other favorite is, "I'm wanting a ribeye, baked potato, and some good bread." And I say, "Yes, ma'am." Sometimes we'll go to Texas Roadhouse because that's her favorite restaurant. But other times she just wants it here because she don't want all the fuss and the muss and going.
Well, it's an hour and something to get to it.
It's an hour. And for us to get to a Texas Roadhouse, they've got one close now.
It's to get about an hour.
The closest one is about 50 minutes away. Used to, our closest one was about an hour and 10. So time you drive, especially on a work day, but the time you drive to our closest Texas Roadhouse, you get in there and you wait usually 20 to 30 minutes or 40 if you get there really supper time. From the time we leave here to the time we could even hope to eat would be over 2 hours or 2.5 hours. And when I'm coming home, even at early, if I come home at 5 or something, that's a minute. And Mom was like, "I ain't feeling with that," because you got to drive back, folks. So after you eat and you're really wanting to hit your chair or you're wanting to watch Andy, then you got to drive that same 50 minutes, 50 some miles back. And it takes a minute to go to those places, don't it, Mom?
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, Mama don't like, she likes the food, but that's it. She don't like their silverware. She don't like using their glasses. She don't like their dressing. She don't like their nothing. Except
I like their ranch dressing. I just don't like their honey mustard.
you tolerate their ranch.
Mm-hmm.
You'll say, "I guess I'll have ranch." Mm-hmm. She likes y'all's ranch, but she don't like their ranch as much. But, and I'm the same way. I'm like, oh, all the noise and all the crowd. So that's the reason we eat at home most of the time. But anyhow, it's just, everyday living is a rough, to get your groceries in and get everything done. It was just like the laundry was talking about. Now, let me preface all this. I'm not complaining. I'm just stating facts. I'm thankful to the good Lord we have grocery stores, and I'm thankful I'm able to go, and Mama's able to go. I'm thankful for all that, and I'm thankful that we have a wash machine and a dryer that works. But there's some work and all that, folks. You all are doing a lot of work just living, just absolutely surviving.
We used to have to draw our water, heat our water, when we got a wringer type washing machine, wash it and run it through the wringers and rinse it and run it back through the wringers. You got it easy.
She's playing a guilt trip on me. I know, Mama, we do, but you didn't sit and have any more time or less time back then. And that's another thing. Let's talk about that for a minute. With push-button wash machines, you don't have to do all that Mama talked about. Ours is the most basic wash machine I could find, so we have no bells and whistles. But we got enough I can't hardly use the thing. I got it stuck in something.
It's a little bit too modern.
It's too modern for me. I got it stuck in a cycle the other day, and it was wash it on, rinse it on, wash it on. It was just carrying on.
Soap, wash and rinse, soap, wash and
I said, my goodness, them things is doing something else, Mama. She said, well, you've got it set on double rinse or something. I don't know what I've done. But anyway, we don't have to carry water. We don't have to boil water and all that stuff. Computers. You know, we've got Jabberbox over here, and you just say something to her, and she plays music, and she answers questions and all that stuff. And you've got smart TVs, and you've got smart this and smart that. We've got these phones that are like NASA computers from the 80s. And where's our time? Where's that extra time that all these amenities buys me? Well, I should have time just stacked up, ready for. It seems like I'm constant.
Your time for other stuff, frivolous stuff.
No, Mama, that's my point. I go to work. I come home. We usually cook supper. We do a film. We wash dishes, and I'm like, I gotta get ready for tomorrow. I do that, and I go to bed. Ain't no I don't even read much anymore. On the weekends, sometimes I'll read, or if I can't sleep late at night, I can read. Do y'all have trouble finding time? And you all got kids. Some of y'all.
How they do it.
How you do it? I don't understand. I got friends with kids, and they go to ball games and practices and this and that. And I'm like, how? How do you do that?
They prioritize them.
Now, Mama and I are pretty active in the community a lot of times, at times more than others. And there are meetings and there are engagements and there's stuff like that we need to be doing, you know. But as far as extracurricular, we don't have that much going on. Church, I'm just wondering, I'm trying to analyze it. That was one of my things for this year. I want more in 24. Not more money, not more things, not more stuff, more quality. I want some quality. I want some quality in my life. I got great quality. Blessed. Lord, I'm blessed. Mm-hmm. But it's me. I want to take those times to just relax and enjoy. I want to take those times to read a good book. I want to take those times to study my Bible more. I want to take those times to put out a puzzle. I told Mama 2 nights ago, do you realize it's January and we've not done a puzzle in a year and a half? We used to every winter. By November, December, we'd done a couple of puzzles. I remember year after year after year of Mama saying, I'm going to have to do my puzzle for Christmas dinner. I'm going to have to get that puzzle moved. And sometimes we'd be good about putting a puzzle board under it or something, a piece of cardboard. Sometimes we wouldn't have to slide it off and slip it on there, wouldn't we, Mama? Yeah. We don't even do that no more. Who's got time for puzzles? We used to play gin rummy all the time as a family. My dad would play it. We'd play Rook, which is a card game.
And he learned to play Phase 10.
He loved Phase 10. We don't have time for those things, do we, Mama? Or we've not left time for them.
We've not made time for them.
We got to do better, don't we?
Yeah. I've got a puzzle sitting out over there.
One of y'all sent us a puzzle.
Yeah. Candy Shop or something.
It looked hard.
It's hard, but 500.
We love a hard puzzle, though. Mama done one Oh my goodness. The last one we done was year before last. And I probably touched this story. It was I remember it was hot air balloons.
Oh,
All those colors and the blue and the sky was beautiful, but it was a hard one. And we had worked on it, and Mama had really made some headway on it one day. And she liked a patch about that big. Just a little, and we were going to be finished. And I got up early that morning, and I worked it. I finished it. Gone. And I thought, oh, I'm going to show Mama. I thought, she's worked hard on this. So I dug it back out, and I thought, I'm going to leave it for her to work out. So I dug my pieces back out, pretty much what I thought. And I laid them over there where they was, and I didn't say nothing, and I went on about my day. That evening I come home, and she had worked it. And I said, oh, you finished the puzzle? She said, you did too. And I said, Mom, what do you mean? She said, some of them puzzle pieces have been taken out. Come on back, Internet. Some of them puzzle pieces have been taken out, she said, that I know I put in there. And she said, and I thought, why would he take my puzzle pieces out? And she said, I bet you he's worked it and then took it back out so I could work it. And I said, guilty. So I wanted you to finish it too.
And then one puzzle I had them in there, and you said the last 3 or 4 wouldn't work. And you said, over here is the problem. You forced them.
She had forced them in the wrong place earlier in the puzzle. I said, Mama, these would go over there. So we switched 2 or 3 pieces and it worked. But she had took that thumb.
It fit.
It fit. It fit, yeah. We eat at Cracker Barrel at around 27 for 2. We get water with lemon. Oh yeah, not paying $3 for a drink. That's the problem, Rachel. If you get a drink, and I always get coffee, Mama usually gets tea, and I'll get water. You know, coffee and water. The drinks is what really pushes your bill over, and then you tip, and I want to tip. There's nothing. You know, if you're going to go out, I do tip. So time you factor, but the tip is money out of your pocket. So once you do the tip, you do your drinks and you do your meals, even like at Cracker Barrel for us, it's $35, $40. And if you take somebody with you, you know, if you take 4, that's a house payment.
But if a waitress gives you good service, or a waiter, whichever one it is, you want to.
Oh, I always tip, and I don't regret to. I worked in the restaurant industry. I know all about that.
They never did get paid much.
But I'm not begrudging it. It's just like gifts for your gifts for your kids at Christmas. You're not begrudging, but it's an expense for the month. So it isn't part of your expense, and if you're going to go out, it's a part of the experience. And if I can get out of a restaurant with us too for less than $45 or $50, I'm counting it pretty good now. Whereas 2 years ago, that same meal, that same place would have been around $15 each for a meal. Now it's around $50. It's gone up $10 at least.
When you go to the grocery store and you see why.
You can see why. And I'm not faulting the restaurateurs because I worked in the restaurant business and we would take losses sometimes almost. I mean, it would just be like you make $1 or $2 a meal on a meal just because you hated to go up because your vendors had gone up and you were trying to wait to see maybe it's not going to, maybe it'll come back down before you change your menu prices. I mean, but it costs a lot to do a restaurant. But anyhow, I'm not griping, I'm just stating facts.
Kind of sounded like griping.
Mama, sometimes when you're stating facts and they are a little on that side of things,
Negativity side.
then sometimes it sounds like that, only you're just stating facts. The only griping I done was at McDonald's for not having breakfast past 10:30. And I'm not talking we were there at 5 to 11. I'm saying we were in line at 10:30. But it took that car in front of us 5 minutes. And no wonder it took them longer because they was probably ordering breakfast and had to switch to lunch. So the time we got up there, it was about 10:34, 10:35. And nope, we had gone to lunch. Which I noticed the menu had French fries on it. And I thought, they've already switched to, no. They don't switch at 10:30. It's still morning.
They do.
They did. So I'm just sending out a recommendation. Not even a gripe. Not even a growl. Maybe a little bit. Let's do breakfast at 11 McDonald's on Saturday and Sundays. Just a suggestion. It's Carmen Williams do it because they're probably going to come back for a while. I'm not boycotting. Don't start. No. I hate when people start boycotting places because let me tell you, when you're boycotting somewhere, they don't really care. McDonald's could not care less if I ever come back there.
That's right.
So boycotting and junk don't hurt nobody but you. But I'm just saying, it'll be a while because I don't go often anyway. It's not like, oh, I'm there every day. I'm not.
Usually the only time we go is when you're taking me to a doctor.
That's right. When I have mama, I go there. Because here's my thing. Like when I leave here for work, if I have coffee here, the only time I ever go to McDonald's, this is a true statement, on a work day or any day like that, is if I don't have time to make coffee in the morning for some reason. If I have to go somewhere extra early. But if I've made coffee at home, I ain't stopping nowhere. I'll grab me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or I'll grab me something here, a granola bar. I love them Nature Valley granola bars. Get them down there at the Dollar General. I can really enjoy them. And sometimes if I'm not driving and I'm eating them, if I'm home, I can make a meal out of them and just smear me a little peanut butter on them. You know the Nature Valley, the green ones, the granola, whatever, honey oats. Mama knows because she picks them up for me. Those with peanut butter smeared on them, that's a meal. That's delicious too. Absolutely delicious. Okay, let's see. I froze y'all up. We got our bellies full. We're having a great day. Agree on McDonald's breakfast timing. Pretty expensive for fast food. It is, Judy. It's very expensive for fast food. Where do you work, John? Sandy, I don't tell it specifically where I work because, and it's not that I'm as Jethro used to say, a double not spy or nothing. I work for the state. I'm a state employee. But I can't, anything I say is just my expression. I'm not standing for the state. So we have a clause that if we put on our profile where we work, or we say, I'm this or that, we have to do a disclaimer and say, my views and opinions are strictly mine and not those of the state of Tennessee, which is what I'm doing right now. That's my disclaimer. Nothing I say, nothing I do is ever a representation of where I work. But that's just a part of the new world we live in, the social media world, as people, and those kind of things. So when you do those things, you want to make sure you're not compromising the two. Now, something could be said that I say, and so I don't ever do that. So I don't give any specifics of any of that. And it don't really matter where I work. I have taught school before. I have done those things in the past. I've worked different places. Being a local person around here, and known, because I worked in a restaurant that everybody went to. Everybody in the world went to the restaurant. So a lot of times jobs would come available when I was younger. Like one time a job came available at the front desk at the hotel there next door to where the restaurant, and I was like, won't you come over and work a day or two? And I could help out. And I'd go over and train. I'd learn the front desk, and I would work occasionally for them. And then I picked up a shift. And then same thing happened with the hospital. It was like, won't you come over and work at the front desk of the hospital one night for me? I need a person just to fill in. I went and done that. Next thing you know, I was working there full time. And that was a lot.
You was working 3 jobs at one time.
I've always worked 3 jobs. Either substitute teaching, and the restaurant, and at the hotel some, or at the hospital some, substituting, and at the restaurant on different shifts. But I was young, and I was full of energy. You think I'm full of energy sometime now? Back then, I could go 2 or 3 days and not sleep. I can't go till 9:30 now and not sleep hardly. But in college days, if I had papers to do or something I had to work, I just sit up all night and do it. That's probably where I got stuck drinking a lot of coffee. And I could go to the next night before I went to sleep. That wasn't nothing. We all did that. I usually went to college. I did go on campus a couple of years. And then it was interfering with my schedule, so I started doing college in the evenings and doing work in the day. And I've worked at radio stations. I was a program director at a radio station. I've done flower shop. I worked in a flower shop for 3 or 4 years. Let me tell you a funny story. This will give you a little insight to my work background, the whole thing, small town Jellicoe. This is a funny story, and every word I'm telling you is the truth. Now, part of this story is going to sound made up or planned even, but none of it was. So I was substitute teaching in first grade one morning. A knock came on the door. I walked over to the door. The secretary and a young man and his daughter was standing at the door. She introduced, she said, "This is Reverend so-and-so, and he's just moved to town. This is his daughter so-and-so, and she's going to be in this room." And I said, "Oh, great, come on in. I'm just substituting. You're a regular teacher." And I told him who that was. And I said, "Everything will be fine today. If you need to, if you want to come check on her or something, that's fine too. But you can pick her up at whatever time, blah, blah, blah." He says, "Okay." So she was a great kid. She had a great day. She had no problems with me being there. She wasn't, he was just a new pastor in town. So that evening, at the time, he came and picked her up. He said, "How'd she do?" I said, "She's wonderful. She's a wonderful child. And she's had a great time, and I'm sure she's going to love it here." And he said, "Well, that's great." So he leaves. So my cousin had a flower shop in town, and I would work there to close so she could leave and go take care of her family. So I would always, after school or whatever, I would go there and work to close up for her for an hour or so. So I would usually get there at 4, and she closed at 5:30. So I went down there to do my hour and a half to help close for her. And he walks in, the same preacher. And he says, "Hello, can I get a bundle of flowers for my wife?" And I said, "Well, sure." And he looked at me and goes, "Did you just teach my kid at school today?" And I said, "I sure did. That was me." And he said, "Oh, I sure say. Huh." He said, "Well, this is funny. This is the second place I've been. I took my daughter to school, and I come to the flower shop, and you're the only person in town I've met." And I said, "Well, it's a small world." So I just got a bundle of flowers out of the cooler thing, fixed it for him. He took it, and he was happy with that. So I closed at 5:30, and then I worked a shift at the grocery store that night. Started at 6 to 10. So I closed up, went over to the grocery store, got my stuff together. I was in the back, and you had to do your cleanups and all this. And I always got all my stuff ready right in the beginning. And I hear them call me over the loudspeaker. And they said, "John, this customer needs assistance in the meat department." I thought, "Oh, the meat department already." Because the meat department worked all day long, and at night, when I was there, we would have to go in. If someone wanted this turkey sliced or, deli meat sliced, we would do that. So I go to the meat department, put my white coat on, wash my hands up good, get ready. I go through the doors, boom. There he stands with the turkey. And he said, "You're kidding me, right?" And I said, "No, what? What do you mean?" He said, "Do you have a twin brother?" I said, "No, I don't." And he said, "I've come to 3 places in this town. It's my first day here. You taught my kid in school today. I went to the flower shop to get my wife flowers. You got the flowers. I come down here tonight to get a turkey and get it sliced for sandwiches. And you're the butcher." And I said, "I'm not the butcher, but I can cut the turkey." So I went and I cut his turkey up, cleaned up my mess, and he went grocery shopping, done the rest of his stuff. So I went up front. The girl up front said, "Can you watch my register?" Me and her was great friends. And she said, "Can you watch my register? I'm going to take a break." I said, "Sure." So when he comes up to check out and he comes to my aisle, he goes, "Figures." I really would have been disappointed if it had been someone else. And I laughed and I said, I'm just filling in for her right now. So I rung his groceries up, bagged them up, and he said, "Oh, you're the bag boy." I said, "That's right. That's what we do." He said, "This is unbelievable." He said, "I better meet some more people tomorrow. I'm gonna think I'm in a twilight zone." And I said, "You got that right." So he stayed for years, and his kids grew up, and it was, and he would often say, "I'm sure I'll see you again." Or if we met up somewhere, if he was in the store or something, he'd say, "You remember that first day I came to town?" And he said, "I thought you were Mr. Drucker from Green Acres." He said, "I thought he does everything in this hotel." But it was just a funny story. And when you work in a small town, you do get lots of jobs and lots of situations, and that's just the way that worked out. But I always tell that story, and I think it's funny because that's just small town life. He went to 4 places. I'm the only person all day long that worked anywhere where he was. He said, "You was the only person I've seen." He said, and when I went to another store, he said, I was like, "Is John here?" And they're like, "No, who's John?" So that's just a funny story, but I swear it's true. And none of it was made up. I wasn't trying to make the man go crazy. It just so happened he went everywhere I was that day. So that's always been. And I worked in restaurants. I've done all kinds of stuff throughout my life. And we've had restaurants, and we've had flower. We owned a flower shop. That was rough, wasn't it, Mama?
Oh yeah.
We had help, but we went in with another family and run this flower shop. Supposedly,
but we worked full-time jobs plus the flower shop. That's what.
Supposedly, it was just going to be a little thing. Somebody was going to do the flowers during the day. I was going to work. The other partner was going to work. We had it all fixed up, but it grew and grew and grew. And it about killed us. It was just too much. Mama was working there in the evenings. I had an aunt that worked there for us during the day. Valentine's Day, we didn't sleep. It was just rough stuff. My dad would work there. He was retired, had been retired for years, but he would go down there and he loved to cut flowers off they come in big bushes. He loved to get them wire pliers and cut them and cut them. So he would go and cut flowers till he got tired, and then he'd go to the barbershop. Not for a haircut, just for a chat, just like Floyd's. That's a true statement. He went to the barbershop every day. So Dad was always at the barbershop. And, or at the flower shop, one of the 2 places working, or at Hardy's for the powwow, the mornings. So it's just a small town atmosphere. And that's basically the way it is.
Yeah.
Mama was the manager at the cafeteria at the elementary school. And she went through many generations of children. And so everyone in town knew her as the lady, the lunchroom lady. And the funniest statement that they would always say to her is, and it's very innocent, but they would say, "I didn't recognize you in those clothes." And it's a true statement because I'm the same way. Like when you see somebody every day in a white, back then she wore a white uniform, and they had these smock-over things that come over like vests with pockets. And Mom always made them real colorful and for the season. If it was spring, there were flowers. If it was Halloween, they were orange with jack-o'-lanterns or something on them. It's always real pretty. She wore red, white, striped ones, So she was the manager, so she met every kid every day because she usually took up the money and she helped them with their numbers. I remember something you were talking about numbers.
We updated and got a keypad. They had to punch their numbers in.
Because every year at the first of school, Mom said, and none of them won't remember their numbers. And so Mom would have to look all their numbers up.
I know a lot of them.
Mama knew all their numbers. That kept her sharp. But, so Mama knew everybody in town. Everybody in town knew Mama. And not long ago, since we started Coffee Time, just a year ago, I was in a store in South Kimball. And this guy kept looking at me. He was a youngish, probably, which I don't know ages. Anybody under 30ish, I remember him in school. I remember him as kids. But he kept looking at me in that store. And I thought, do I know this guy? Who is he? Well, he walks up to me and he says, "Does your mom cook?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Does she have a YouTube?" He called it YouTube, which we do have a YouTube page, but we don't hardly ever post over because it takes me a day to post. And I said, Coffee Time with John and Mama on Facebook? And he said, yes, that's where I've seen you and her. And I said, yep, that's us, which that happens occasionally. So that was just normal now. And he looks at me and he says, you know what? I think your mama might have fixed my lunch when I was in school. I said, you know what? You're exactly right. And he said, I knew it. I told somebody. I know that woman from somewhere. I believe she used to be my lunch lady. So Mama is either known from the lunch lady or for Mama on Coffee Time. So that was funny. And I come home and told Mama, she said, well, who was it? I said, Mama, honey, I didn't ask his name. He was just passing by. Well, I wonder if it, and I said, Mama said, well, now I know them kids, and she usually does. She usually knows them, and she well, next time, if you see him again, ask him what his name is. I bet you I remember it. So, it's always something like that around here. Isn't it, Mama?
Yeah.
Well, folks, I'm going to get another cup of coffee. I'm going to clean up this little bit of stuff here. Mama, took our plates up while y'all were talking. While y'all were talking. And, I don't know. I guess we'll finish trees today.
Yeah,
we're through with all that stuff. Everything's de-decorated, basically. Except the snowman still, he gone.
I took him down. I ain't got him packed up yet.
Snowman's gone.
I've got a little bit out there on the sun porch to pack up yet.
Yeah, just sit down.
And the dining room table's full. I've got to pack up yet. Well, not plumb full, but a lot.
It looks pretty organized. I see a bag or something hanging in there. No, that's a tablecloth draped over the back of the chair. You sit on my shoulder.
That's, there's two in I think, of that chair.
Probably is. Well, we've talked your ear off. We probably won't be back today. If we cook, we will. If we don't, we won't. That's usually our deciding factor. Are we going to cook something? If not, then we probably won't be back a second time.
That's right.
But I'm just going to finish decorating. And I'm going to go out on the back porch with a cup of coffee and pet that little pup. I did post her picture last night. Thank y'all for the wonderful comments. She is beautiful. You are correct 100%. I have not checked this morning to see how many more comments.
How long had we had her when you took the picture? Is it before she got fatter? Or,
it was, yeah, she's a little heavier now. A little bit. I'm not cutting back. I'm just not giving her as many treats in between meals. I'm going to get yelled at when I go to the vet anyway. So I'm trying to, because he's going to say, where did you get this dog? Well, she wasn't that big when she came to the house. And so you better stop it. That's what he'll say.
They wasn't eating horses that before. And I said, she ain't stopped eating since she come here.
Now when we got her, she wasn't emaciated. She was just thin. She just hadn't had all she wanted to eat. I think people at the park had fed her some and stuff. But she was still healthy when she came here. And that's one reason I figured we would just be fostering her, because I thought, well, she belongs to somebody. She don't have a collar. She don't have a chip. But she belongs somewhere because she's healthy and shiny. Her coat was shiny. So I don't think she'd been lost long or set out. Now I'm beginning to believe maybe because we have found, she's got a little bit of a chewing problem.
Not a little bit, a lot of chewing problem.
But she's getting better every day. And I have provided her with things on which to chew, like rawhides and stuff, and that's helped tremendous. So she was chewing up lights and
expensive extension cords and stuff like that.
Just one little $50 extension cord. And we had not put nothing up because Maggie wouldn't touch a thing. So the extension cord was rolled up under a rocking chair on the front porch where they'd used it when they was doing construction. And I didn't even know it was there, but she found it. And some landscaping lights.
She's expensive taste is what I think.
And then that one time she chewed up an entire Amazon order.
An expensive. She's got expensive taste, I'll tell you that.
She's not chewed up over $250, $300 worth of stuff. True story. That one remote that she chewed up was, Anyway, we've discovered that I told Mom, I said, I wonder if she chewed up some stuff and somebody maybe took her to the park. I'm not sure.
It gets expensive when she does it. And
But
it's 2 or 3 a day sometimes. She's well versed in it.
But she's still a pup. But I will say this. Ever since I've been providing her about 4 times a day with something to chew on, it's got better.
I ain't been out in the backyard and looked around.
Everything's perfect at the moment.
Oh, no. I know better because I seen a plastic container out there.
I clean it up about 3 times a day. She's chewed up pump, but I don't care. Chew up all the pump bottles you want to, which the pump bottles were in a can out there where they've been working, and I didn't know they were there when it had been moved. But she's chewed up chunks of wood, little bitty. But I read wood was okay. So she's chewed up a little bit of wood.
Looks like she'd get splinters in there.
Nah, I don't know. It just said something about that they want to chew on it and.
You better check the swing leg. I thought her head was right up against it.
Swing leg? They have legs on the swing.
That is right there by her bed.
Oh, the leg to the...
Big swing.
It's on an easel, one of those swing stands. It's a 4x4. She can't chew it up.
Well, I bet you she can't too. You better check it out.
She is a pup. I thought she was probably a little older, but I believe she might be 8 months old or 9. I believe she's just getting out of that pup chewing thing.
Some dogs don't never get out of it.
Well, Mama, I don't know. She will. She likes her rawhides, and she's doing well with those. And the stuff she's chewing up now back there is less. The stuff out front was, the major thing was Amazon orders. We had to be on guard. Literally sitting at the door waiting. Amazon orders and lights.
And that one expensive extension cord she found. But there ain't no more of them out.
There ain't no more of them to chew. Cushions. She likes cushions.
Don't let that on. My hair, I hadn't combed my hair since.
Well, you've been out in the public today, Mama.
I know what it looking like. You're saying I should be ashamed of myself.
Never be ashamed, Mama.
I know it.
Folks, we're going to go. We've got chores to do. I've got to go out there and check on her again and see what that little things are doing. If I need to hide anything from Mama. And give her a rawhide for her lunch. I want her to have a little rawhide so she can chew on it.
Mm-hmm. You'll have to give her a piece as big as a kite leg.
I like to have some bigger rawhide bones, but I only think I can find some little cigars. I call them cigars because they put it in their mouth and they run around the yard and they look like they're eating a cigar. Cutest. She did that the other night, just like Maggie used to when she was a pup. Maggie's wasn't rawhide though. Maggie's were these hard, chewy things that she could eat, but they turned into like dog food. Once you saw it, it was like a beef jerky thing. I don't know what it was called, but it used to be. Anyhow, Abby's doing just fine. I'm glad y'all love her. I'm glad y'all think she's cute. If you didn't see her, you can go to last night's comments. Go down and there she sits just looking up. I believe that one, I don't know if that one was taken here at the park, but it's one of them. Yeah, I've got pictures of her. Mm-hmm. All right, Mama, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
My
Mama.
coffee cup's empty. Well, just a sip. Drinking some coffee, it's good for you. That's just my opinion. Y'all have a blessed day. Thank you for listening to me gripe and talk and growl. And it's just been a good day. It's been a good time.
Oh, wow.
Mama, you got any gripes before we go?
No, I said I'll let it.
You want to brag on any of your kids?
No, I don't think so. One's a little gripey.
Mama, you've hurt my feelings for my friends. I'm leaving now. Bye.
Bye-bye.